here today because we know that the equality in society is destroying our communities and that we have to fight back in a united way. There are more millionaires in the UK than ever before, and yet there aren't enough jobs for our families. Corporate profits grow, the bosses' salaries get higher, and our wages are too low to live on. How many people here are trying to live on the minimum wage? It can't be done. That's why only 3% of welfare goes to the unemployed. About 60% goes to people on low wages. What that means is taxpayers are subsidising the employers who are exploiting us on low wages. In London in particular, there are billions of pounds worth of investment properties standing empty and high rents are lining the pockets of rich landlords. Housing benefit does not help us. Housing benefit enriches the millionaire landowners who this government represents. They say there isn't any money, that we're facing a deficit. Well, what does a deficit mean? A deficit is just a gap between tax revenue and state expenditure. Why isn't there tax revenue? Because they're not taxing the rich and because unemployed people can't pay taxes. They are creating the deficit, and all that is about is widening the gap between the rich and the poor. Tax cuts for the rich are funded by cuts to our benefits and cuts to our services. Benefit cuts are forcing us to choose between food and heating when they're choosing which one of their bedrooms to sleep in their many-bedroomed mansions. They talk about people dependent on state support. Well, think how many billions of state money has gone to bail out the banks, the very people that got us in this mess in the first place. So it's all right for state funding to go to the banks, but state funding for people with disabilities, somehow that's immoral. Well, we've got a government of millionaires who are demonising the poor. But the important thing that we have to hold in our hearts and in our heads is that they are the 1%. And yes, we've got to get angry, but we've also got to get organised, because we represent the majority. We represent the 99%. So what's got to come out of the march today is not just an expression of our anger, but we've got to organise together to defend our communities. That means we have to have meetings in every estate, in every street, in every community. People need to get together to say we are going to support our neighbours who are facing eviction. We are going to support our neighbours who are going to be taken to court because they can't pay the bedroom tax. So if you want to get together, people in your street, and have a meeting, come along to the Tottenham Benefit Justice meeting on Monday the 22nd, and we can help you set that up. We can help you with speakers. We can help you organise within your communities, because it's got to be organisation that enables us to defeat this vicious Tory government. The vicious coalition government that's implementing Tory policies. We've got to defeat this government. We've got to stand together, and we've got to say that we can win. Because remember, today we're thinking about the death of Thatcher. Well, her poll tax was brought down by collective organisation, by people standing up and saying, we can't pay, we won't pay. We beat Thatcher, we've got to beat Thatcher's descendants, and we've got to start to organise to defend our communities. Thank you.
The march is about to start in a couple of minutes. I want to say one or two things. I'm the chair of Haringey TUC, and we are angry that there are 6,500 people in Tottenham on the dole, with one person chased, one job for every 60 people being in Haringey and in Tottenham. We're angry that this government is spending £10 million on a funeral for Margaret Thatcher, where benefits are being cut. I'm angry that this government is playing a racist card to try and get us to blame migrants for cuts in the NHS, to try and get us to blame migrants for cuts to benefits. That's racist, disgusting stuff. We have to fight back against it, and that's why this march is happening. So this march is kicking off now. We've got the lead banner going to my left, down towards Tottenham High Road, and I want people to start forming up. The Samba Band will be in the march as well. We want to get, if people could start coming into the middle here, to start forming up, and the stewards getting ready. There are some banners on the floor behind me. We'd like to get them up near the front of the march.
Karen.
And while you're getting ready,
I don't know how much I'm going to hold.
when they say cut back! When they say cut back!